This project of making 100 documentaries about people who inspire me has really turned a corner. I'm going to Uganda. Uganda? I had to look it up. I haven't ever heard about anyone who has visited Uganda. It's a landlocked country in Eastern Africa, and I know nothing about it. But that's gonna change. And the thing is that the Swedish State Department is currently discouraging traveling there, especially to the western part of the country, since tourists have been killed there quite recently. And this is exactly where I'm going. So you might ask why, and the reason is coffee. On the release event of film number 98 about Bella Porcile, the foraging bartender, I met a guy who said I should look into this Swedish coffee brand called Lycke. Lycke's whole idea is that by making really good coffee, they can also provide and create a social impact in the countries where it's grown. This is a win-win situation for the farmers and for the coffee market in general. So I was, of course, intrigued. After dealing with a few months of procrastination and finally being able to ignore my imposter syndrome, I reached out. So I had a fika with Johan, who's one of the co-founders, and after leaving the meeting, very overcaffeinated, we were on the same page. This is something that deserves a documentary. So we sent a few emails back and forth, and in my mind I was somehow picturing going to Brazil somewhere in September. And then one day, late April, I got a DM on Instagram saying, "Can you go to Uganda?" So that's where we're going in September. There was no way I was gonna pass up on this opportunity. So plans are being made. Me and Isak are going, together with Lars, who is one of the co-founders of Lycke, to Uganda. I've done some research and I know a little bit more about this country and what to expect. But more on that later. If you watched any of the documentaries that I've made on this channel, you know how much work that is being put into them. And this would never have happened without the support of all of you viewers out there. Traveling and filming is one thing. That's always a limited amount of time. But the editing and post-production, that's finishing one of these films normally takes around 5 to 7 months. All this time is being financed by the work me and Isak are doing for our clients, and even if I really like that part of what we're doing, I would love to be able to spend more of my time on creating these docs, while at the same time building this community of change makers around the world. So if you like the sound of that, now there is a way that you can help. I have just opened up my Patreon page, and for as little as $5 per month, you can become a part of making this world a better place by helping me tell these stories. Because there are so many untold stories out there, and your contribution will allow them to come alive. So join the community now on patreon.com/storybydanahav and be my hero forever. So, Uganda, what have I learned so far? On the coffee side of things, it seems to be a bit dwarfed by its neighboring countries, Rwanda, Kenya and Ethiopia, who are like stealing the show. But it sits on a mountain plateau right on the equator, which means most of the country is covered by rainforest. The land is supposed to be super fertile, and this is really good for growing crops. And contrary to what I first thought, the country has a lot of tourism going on. Its biggest lake, Lake Victoria, is the source of the Nile, which is said to be the world's longest river. The food scene doesn't look like it's super developed, but I appreciate the fact that most of the local food is actually vegan. As long as there's bean stew and rice, I know I will be okay. But most importantly, this country looks absolutely stunning. The scenery, the views, the jungles, I can't wait. Another thing that I learned about this country is that it is said to have the worst roads in the world. And the place that we're going to is in the very west part of the country, almost on the border to Congo, in a place called Rwenzori Mountains. So I'm expecting a long, bumpy ride in a 4-wheel drive vehicle to get there. Yay! So we have to pack our camera gear in a very safe way, I guess. And that's about it. That's what I know now. But I just wanted to share my thoughts before this trip. So make sure you subscribe to this channel for more updates on this exciting story that's coming up. Now I have to go dust proofing some cameras. See you in the next one.